Double life exposed. When the door swung open and my boyfriend stood there with a stranger who looked exactly like him, I felt like I'd walked into a fever dream. He introduced the guy as his twin brother, all smiles and effortless charm, and I played along even though he'd never mentioned a twin in 2 years together. The brother hugged me a little too long, whispered that he'd heard a lot about me, and winked. It was the kind of wink that's not playful, but loaded, like we were both in on some dirty secret, except I had no idea what the hell was happening. That night, my boyfriend got a call and left the apartment in a rush, promising he'd be right back. The twin parked himself on my couch, started pouring shots, and told me stories about wild parties, expensive hotels, and women with names like Desiree and Jade. Details kept slipping, dates that didn't line up, places my boyfriend claimed to hate. I laughed it off, but my stomach twisted every time he mentioned something that sounded too familiar, something my boyfriend had told me just last week. I asked why he'd never visited before. He grinned, said, "I'm always around, just not in the way you think." My boyfriend came home hours later, disheveled and sweaty. The twin was gone, vanished without a goodbye. I confronted him, voice shaking, and he swore I was being paranoid, that his brother was just passing through town. Days passed, and I started noticing receipts for bars I'd never been to, nights he said he was working late but didn't come home until dawn, and perfume on his clothes that wasn't mine. Every confrontation turned into a fight, him accusing me of being jealous and controlling, me feeling crazy for doubting my own senses. It all snapped when I saw him, my boyfriend, in a club across town, laughing with strangers, his hair styled differently, wearing clothes I'd never seen. He spotted me, froze, and before I could reach him, he slipped out the back. That's when I realized the truth, there was no twin brother. He'd created an entire persona, a wild, charming alter ego, to live out a double life I wasn't supposed to see. And the worst part? I think part of me always knew, but I loved the idea of him too much to let myself believe it was all just smoke and mirrors.